We have a German, an American, and I say an American because your boyfriend Chris from the US. We have a German, an American, and a Bulgarian at the bar. How could you tell them apart? And you don't know them. Like, you're listening.
The Bulgarian will be drinking and drinking and drinking,
Really?
and he will be just enjoying himself while the other two will be already dead or in hospital.
And that's it.
And that's it.
And you're just like,
you don't
one
need
of them.
anything else.
Yeah, you're like the last one standing. Like,
The last one standing will be the Bulgarian.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pod Abroad. My name is Paulina de los Santos, and just for some context, I am an American who has been living in Munich, Germany, almost 9 years. And on this podcast, I am joined with some friends having conversations around life here in Germany, being immigrants, sharing our stories. And today I am with Bettina.
Hello.
Yeah, so what can I say about Bettina? This pop culture queen. She is from Bulgaria, made her way to Germany, has been living here for many years. And yeah, we're going to have some fun today.
Totally.
Yeah. So can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Yes. So as you said, I'm from Bulgaria. I came here for studying 12 years ago.
Wow.
And I just decided to stay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And when... Okay, so how old were you then?
18.
Oh my god!
Fresh out of high school, and we had the exam because I studied in German high school.
Yeah.
So I was allowed to study here, and I just packed my luggage and came.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So like would you say like that's your story in a nutshell?
In the nutshell, that's my story, yes.
And you just liked it so much that you were like, oh, I don't need to go back.
Yeah, totally.
Crazy. I had a similar experience.
Did you?
Yeah, like how I came here for studies, and I was just like, okay, I like it too much. Like,
you studied master though, right?
Yeah, master's, and you were 18. I was 21, which is also still young.
Pretty young.
I had never drank like before, like in legally in the US, and then yeah, Germany happened and things were good. I chose to stay. So
and you've been here for a while, like 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
But 12 is a good number.
12 is a good number.
Right?
Yeah.
And you just recently applied for citizenship, right?
Last year, yeah.
Crazy. Oh, dude, fingers crossed for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope everything will be fine and I will get the citizenship this year because I want to go to the States. And being a Bulgarian is a bit more complicated to apply for a visa.
Yeah, so you don't have... But Bulgaria is part of the EU, right?
Yes.
And excuse me for being ignorant. We're learning here. This is a learning journey through this hour. Do you have like a 90-day then entry like to the US if you want to go visit?
So yes, you can apply for a tourist visa. However, you need to go to the US Embassy in Bulgaria and go through the interview process. And it's not sure that you'll get the visa. So it's kind of a bit more stressful, I would say. So as a German, you can completely just go and get the touristic visa and that's all.
But crazy. I would assume that like every country within the EU has like the equal entry into the US.
No, unfortunately, that doesn't apply.
Crazy. You know, so many people have asked me actually about like US like legalities, like about visas and stuff. And I was like, I have no idea. I'm so sorry. Like I have no idea. But I wish I knew more. I should educate myself. Yeah, but every country, right, is super complicated.
Exactly.
Yeah, so thank you for joining.
My pleasure. I'm excited.
Yeah. I wanted to kick off the first segment. Yeah, with the topic of your home country. Tell us everything, we need to know about life in Bulgaria. What is day-to-day life like where you're from?
So I come from the seaside, which is a big plus in the summer, a bit boring in the winter.
Yeah.
Since I came, I lived in the seaside. Of course, my first working experience was in a tourism area. So the summer are long, beautiful, warm, and so many people are coming visiting. During the winter, it's dead.
Really?
And you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
But in general, Bulgaria is very diverse country. We have huge mountains, we have the sea, we have a lot of history. So if you want to visit, you can choose different season for different adventure. Yeah.
You know, you're the first person I have on this podcast whose country I haven't been to.
Oh, really?
Wait, no, I've also never been to the Philippines. But here in Europe, like I've never been to Bulgaria. So if I want to go for a week, like what would you say I need to see?
Yeah,
depends on the season.
Depends
right?
on the season. If you're interested in culture and history, so Bulgaria has the oldest European city, so which is still civilized and there is people living. It's called Plovdiv, and it has been around since 8,000 years. So you can see a lot of culture there, a lot of from Roman Empire, a lot of monuments. So that will be a very good trip. Don't go in the summer. It's 40 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's like over for all of those in the Fahrenheit language. That's like over 100. Blazing.
So much.
Blazing hot.
Yeah. For the summer, of course, the seaside, there is also a lot of to see. The sand is beautiful. There is nothing better than sea salt on your skin.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, I gotta make a plan.
Totally.
And like stick to it, but not in August, right? Is it like
if
chaos?
it's in August, then seaside only.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But is August chaotic?
There is a lot around, yeah.
Yeah.
But in a good way, I would say. I always go in August. Since I live in Germany, I don't miss any August. Yeah.
I love the dedication.
Yeah, I love to see.
Last year, I like made a choice. Tim and I were like, okay, no, we're not going to go. Like every August, we're normally going somewhere. And we're like, no, we're going to stay like and enjoy Munich. And like, I thought I'd be saving money. And I ended up going to 3 concerts and like did not save a penny.
Which concerts? Taylor Swift was one of them for sure.
And then Coldplay.
Ah, cool.
And Adele.
Oh, yeah,
That's
true.
crazy.
True. I actually visited 2 concerts, the Taylor Swift and Adele.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. Look at us. It sounds so like, I don't know, like show offy. Like,
yeah, look at us.
We were just blessed last summer, like in our city, that we didn't have to go anywhere.
For the people out there, I actually got the lucky tickets for Adele, so I just paid 35 euros.
Crazy. Yeah. What? You were one of the winners?
I was one of the winners.
That's insane.
Yeah.
35 euros.
It was so worth.
See, like that's like what no one knows. Yeah. Is that like you didn't pay an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
You live in the city. Like it wasn't this crazy, like expensive activity.
Exactly.
Love that. I love that. Oh, she was magical, right?
She was so amazing.
Oh,
she's just so pure as well.
Yeah. No, it felt so real. I love that. What would you say then are like the biggest differences in day-to-day life where you grew up in Bulgaria? I mean, obviously the sea, but like
obviously the sea, obviously
anything else like between like life here in Germany and Munich, like how does it differ?
Well, here, I mean, Germany in general has a better infrastructure than Bulgaria. Our roads are still developing, I would say. Getting better though, but still that was a bit shocking as well when I came here. Like the infrastructure here is amazing. I didn't really, as an adult, I didn't really live in Bulgaria. So it's not fair to say what the difference, because I was a student in high school and then immediately moved here.
I can relate.
I worked in Bulgaria only as a teenager because everybody goes and work in a hotel or in a restaurant on the seaside to earn some money. But besides that, I didn't really work there. So I'm more like a traveler now and like visitor. And I haven't lived there since these 12 years. I haven't lived there for more than 3 months. Yeah.
And was 3 months long?
It was long.
Oh yeah, I think I went home once also to Texas for like 6 weeks and it was epic, but I was like, wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, I did my driving classes there.
Ooh, yeah. Smart. And did it like transfer to Germany?
That's okay. I just still don't drive.
Yeah.
Which is embarrassing.
Does Chris drive?
Yes.
Okay, so then.
Yeah.
So then you're good. Yeah. Passenger princess.
Exactly.
Yeah, so am I. I just don't know how to drive manual. Actually.
I learned on manual actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, Europeans, you guys are so cultured. We do not know in the US. Like everyone just learns on automatic now and most of our cars are automatic.
But honestly, that's the future. The automatic is the future, so.
There's also that point. Except, yeah, now Tim and I have a manual car, and it's been over 2 years, and I am still needing to acquire that
But did
skill.
you try to drive it?
Like twice.
Okay.
Like twice, and I felt extremely nervous, and I was just like, like how am I? And it was like in a parking lot. I was like, how am I supposed to like go on the streets? And it's a little frustrating, like when you know how to drive an automatic vehicle. So it's like, oh, like it's not that I don't know how to drive. I just don't know how to drive this one. Anywho, yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool that you know how to drive manual. And
let's say that I know.
Yeah, I mean, you know enough, and that you can hopefully get your license one day here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say then were the biggest cultural differences? Like say it was like your first week here, right? Do you remember that?
Yes,
you're 18,
I do.
Like you do vividly.
I was 18.
They say like we remember the really impactful moments, like the really, really good stuff, the really, really bad stuff, but like nothing like neutral, like in our brain. So like, what was that first week like? Like what do you remember like being shocked about?
So first of all, I arrived with two friends and two grown-up men. One of them was the father of my friend in a bus, like a mini bus. So it was very sketchy arrival. And we were stopped by the police because why these grown-up men are transporting three young girls.
And he's like, I'm the father.
He had to prove that he's the father.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So that was like your first encounter with German like policemen.
Police, yes.
Oh no.
On
and
the
you're
way
like, no,
from-
it's like I'm safe.
To
Dude.
Memmingen, yes.
Oh man.
Yeah. Besides that, so I didn't have this big problems with visas and stuff. So I've never been to Ausländerbehörde.
Oh, what a dream.
Yeah, I know.
The foreigner's office.
The foreigner's
so you don't know
office,
who is she?
yeah.
Don't know
I don't
her.
know who she is.
You're blessed to not know her. Oh my gosh.
I found out about her and how terrible she is because of my American boyfriend.
Yeah.
But besides that, I had no encounters with it.
Yeah.
The first week when I arrived, of course, it was 2013. So my phone didn't have any internet or so on. So I had no mobile connection.
Yeah.
And I got lost.
Oh no.
And I was freaking out so much.
Where were your friends?
I was with one of my friends, and it was our first week here, and we decided to walk home from somewhere. So I used to live in Hadern, and we end up in some cemetery.
Here in Munich.
And it was so stressful. Yeah. I remember how I thought that we were just gonna stay here and we will never find a way home.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was my first week. Then I got a phone and it was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like phone card, I mean.
Yeah, and why Munich?
I think so. When I was in 10th grade, we had a high school trip around Europe. A lot of cities. One of them was Munich, but also like in Italy, in Verona, in Madrid, in Barcelona. It was an amazing trip. And somehow the first place we visited was Munich. And it was just so beautiful. I was mesmerized. It's just so nice, such a nice city.
Yeah.
And we just visited the city center and that was it. But I was like,
but that was enough.
Maybe I could see myself moving here.
Crazy.
And it happened, yeah.
Were you with like the same friends? Like were those the same friends that moved with you? The ones who had also like gone on that trip?
No, they were not there.
So you had to convince other people.
I didn't have to actually. All my friends, so since I studied in German high school, you had the possibility to have a German exam at the end and you get a certificate with C1.
Amazing.
So, so you're allowed to study abroad, like in Germany or in Austria, without any proving that you speak the language.
Yeah.
So all of my very good friends, we were like 10 people which took that exam. All of us moved to Germany to study here. Yeah.
I didn't know you studied at a German high school.
I did. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like how? Why? Like were your parents like? Did they make that decision? Did you make that decision?
I think my mom pushed a little bit for German because in my hometown, there is two very prestige high schools, or the most prestige ones. One is in German high school and English high school. So I wanted English high school.
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
Pop culture queen.
Exactly.
You're just like, I want to go there.
I wanted to be able to translate my songs.
Oh.
And then my mom made some research and she was like, okay, you always be able to learn English. True. But if you start learning English, there is no chance that you're gonna learn German. So just try. And I was, okay. But yeah, it was actually a very wise decision, and I'm really happy that I studied there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you came here, like there was no strong language barrier. I mean,
Not
here,
strong.
Here in Bavaria.
Yeah, it was weird because you study language like in high school topics.
Yeah.
And then you come here and you go to the store and you don't know how is yogurt in German or like,
Yeah, like the simple thing, day-to-day
stuff, exactly.
You're like, oh, the textbooks, like we didn't talk about
My
this.
first collision was how is nail polish removal in German? Nagellackentferner.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's a complicated one.
It is.
Man, crazy. That's so cool though that at least you came here with like the basis.
Yeah, totally.
Because I think it's scary. Like when you like, I was so ignorant my first week here. Like I literally didn't even know what the double S, like Schaffes S was. I literally looked everywhere and I was like, why does it, like, what's Strabe? What does Strabe mean? Like that's the level of ignorant I was for Strasse.
But that must be very scary to move to a country without like speaking the language on zero.
Yeah. And people aren't
impressive.
like, I mean, the Munich people aren't like overwhelmingly like
not.
warm about it. I've been yelled at. But I mean, yeah, so is life.
Yeah.
Then you learn, oh, okay, like this is Strasse.
Exactly.
And then like, yeah.
That's bravery, honestly.
Really? I don't know. Or like stupidity. One or the other.
They come hand in hand.
Yeah, I love that. A little combination of both. So I wanted to say, okay, scenario. We have a German, an American, and I say an American because your boyfriend Chris from the US. We have a German, an American, and a Bulgarian at the bar. How could you tell them apart? And you don't know them. Like you're listening.
The Bulgarian will be drinking and drinking and drinking,
Really?
and he will be just enjoying himself while the other two will be already dead or in hospital.
And that's it. And you're just like,
you don't
one
need
of them.
anything else.
Yeah, you're like the last one standing. Like,
The last one standing will be the Bulgarian.
Yeah, and the other two would be the
that's
ones.
the Balkan culture of really like we have a table culture.
So the
we
stereotype.
we can sit and drink and enjoy ourselves and have lunch for 5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that vibe though.
Yeah, I miss it sometimes, honestly.
We don't have that like in the US so often. I feel like in the US, like it's a really quick, fast-paced culture in a sense of like when you go out to eat, people are like trying to flip your table, like they're trying to get someone in and like you out. And then here, like in Europe, I mean, that's such a blanket statement. I guess in Germany, it's a little, I mean, it's more relaxed than the US, but then like to hear this about Bulgaria, like 5 hours, that's super chill.
During my high school years, we would just finish school at 12 and go to a coffee for at least 4 hours. Write our homeworks there.
Aww.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. There's just like not that culture here in Munich though,
No, not
necessarily,
really.
right? And places close so early.
I know, that's a bit annoying.
Yeah, there's I once was in Serbia, in Belgrade.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh.
I did like a little Erasmus Plus exchange
Lovely.
for like 2 weeks or so. And I just remember like in Belgrade, they had night cafes with Wi-Fi. And it was amazing. And they were like open till like 3 or something. And it was so chill. And people were there like with their laptops at midnight, like eating their pastries. And I was just like, what a cool concept. Oh my gosh, Munich could never.
That reminds me 2 years ago when I went to Bulgaria for these 3 months, and one of my best friends just moved back from Germany and he was heartbroken. And we met at 2 p.m. and we closed the bar at 3 a.m.
What?
Yeah, we stayed in the same place for
13 hours.
13 hours.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And like you just like kept getting food?
Yeah, food and drinks. Like we started with coffee, then we moved to wine. And yeah, that was it.
That's insane. I don't think I've ever heard of someone like 13 hours. And like it's not like you were clubbing, like you're just there.
No, we were just sitting and having like, honest conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that is next level. Oh my gosh. I love that. That's just so different than like what life would be like here.
Exactly.
Crazy. So you said
who has 13 hours here?
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. True that. So you said like, okay, that Bulgarians can drink, and that might be a stereotype that you're like, okay, well, true.
Yeah.
What are the stereotypes of Bulgarians that you hear that like you think like, come on, no, that's like not true.
What pisses me off sometimes is this people tend to ask, oh, Bulgarian is like Russian, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, why? Because we're writing in Cyrillic, which, by the way, is invention of Bulgarians. Bulgarian invented Cyrillic.
Wow.
It's the same question as me asking, oh, you and like English and Dutch, they're the same language, right? Because you write with Latin letters.
Yeah.
It annoys me so much.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the languages are quite different. Maybe we have 10 similar words, but that's all.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But somehow people think that since it's a Slavic language, it's definitely the same as Russian.
All the same.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I would have never thought that, but maybe that's like after being in Europe for many years.
I guess, yeah.
Maybe if you were to ask like 18-year-old Paulina, she'd be like, oh, I don't know the difference.
They sound familiar.
Yeah. No, crazy. I guess it comes to show like even people here in Europe like aren't super aware
exactly
of the different countries, even with the own like within the European Union, you know what I mean? Like one would think, you know, on that note, I think some people like make fun of Americans for like not knowing or not having been to other states, not knowing so much about other states. Or like, how could you not know about that state? But I'm like, dude, do you know like about all the EU countries?
Exactly.
Like similar, like same but different. The US is massive, but so is the EU. And I guess like not everyone knows about everything.
Yeah.
But as long as like someone's open to like
learning. Exactly.
Right? And like learning from your mistake, and you're just like, no, we're not. Like the Russian language is so different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. So I want to like transition into just like generally like living life abroad. It's been 12 years here. In your personal experience, like how do you think that Germans perceive Eastern European immigrants here?
It's interesting because if you look around, especially in Munich, all the medical care people, I mean, not all, but most of them, and also most of the people who are in the supermarkets and work in supermarkets, they have a last name which is Eastern European, no matter if it's Croatian, Serbian, or Bulgarian. And you see that people are hardworking and you need them for your economy. But when those people need help by searching for apartment, only because their last name doesn't sound German, they're completely removed from the list.
Crazy.
And it's annoying. That happened to me 2 years ago. So me and my boyfriend, Chris, we lived together since almost 2 years. And we both have the same profile. Same salary. We both had a subscription to one of the Emo Scouts. Yeah, exactly. We both had a Schufa and all the documents exactly the same. And we applied for the exactly same places.
No way.
He got a response I didn't. and I believe only because his last name sounds more German than mine.
Crazy.
And this is just so frustrating.
What made you guys, like, you just wanted to double your chances? Like,
apply we wanted separately? To double our chances.
You want to double your chances, but in the end, it was like an unexpected social experiment.
Yeah, also.
Crazy. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And this is really, really frustrating.
Yeah. Man, have there been any other like experiences that you felt maybe like have been tough?
Yeah, it's always mostly with searching for apartments. Like a couple of years ago, so I wanted to move out with my best friend. She's also Bulgarian, and there was a real estate agent who was showing an apartment. I was not there. I was in Bulgaria this time. She was looking the apartment for both of us, and he started to harass her because she's Bulgarian, and jokingly saying, "Oh, I know you, and you will be sketchy," and so on, which is really, really mean. And I wish I was there, honestly. I hope this man never sold an apartment in his entire life.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Despite like all of these experiences, like, do you feel, and just you can be honest, like, do you feel welcome here? by society, like here in Munich, in Bavaria?
My high school geography teacher was saying since German high school, a lot of students after the high school move to Germany or move abroad. And he was like, you'll always be an immigrant, no matter what you try. I mean, even if you're very well integrated, you'll always be an immigrant. And it's true. Even if you're perfectly integrated, you speak the language, there is a part of you which maybe doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to adjust yourself to here. So I feel welcome in case that I earned my being here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy all the time, but yeah, I feel welcome.
But do you like agree with what your teacher told you? Like, will you always feel like an immigrant, or like you stick out a bit?
I think so, yeah. Just because even now I don't feel that integrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't have that many German friends, for example.
Same.
I have mainly international friends.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, and I am very blessed with the people I have. But you feel like there is something, not on place.
Oh, yeah. No, I completely relate.
But that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And that's okay. Like,
but that's the other thing. Maybe question to you as well. Would you feel 100% on place in the States now when you lived so long abroad?
Oh my gosh, no.
Exactly.
Ooh, you just gave me like the reverse Uno card.
Yeah, I know.
Like if I were to go back, I'd also feel like, ooh. Like,
there will be parts of you which outgrown your past.
Oh yeah.
So it is the same situation. So we're basically somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Just
no matter where.
In purgatory.
Exactly.
In the middle. No, I completely agree. Yeah, but like you said, like you're like, and that's okay. Like it's not necessarily like a bad thing.
No.
I mean, it depends on like how you approach it. Like it can be a bad on days, like on hard days, it feels like a bad thing.
Yeah,
you
like, hate everybody and everything here.
I'm different. Like like I'm not like I'm not one of them on the bad days, but like on most of the good days, it's like, oh no, like I am different.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not
and
German.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You bring your own culture to another place.
Absolutely.
If they don't appreciate, it's on them.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. No, seriously, because I mean, it's finding like the balance, right? Of like trying to like maintain who you are and not wanting to just like, you don't want to just like dilute that completely.
Totally, yeah.
And forget your culture and like your upbringing. Oh, crazy. Tell me about this one's, oof, I hope it's not too dark. Tell me about like when you first moved here, like your worst day ever.
My worst day.
Or like a really hard moment.
So when I moved here, I studied economics because that's...
Because she's a smart girl.
No, because that's the thing. When you don't know what to study, you just study economics. So I was not good in it. And I failed miserably.
Okay.
And in LMU, so the Ludwig Maximilian University where I went, here in Munich, you had like 3 chances or 2 chances to pass like 2 exams, which are so important, and I failed twice. And in the meantime, I was also working in a terrible job in a store just to finance myself.
Really?
So,
and you were 18? Right?
19, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 18, 19. I don't know.
New country,
new job, new job
program.
you hate. Studying which is not working well. And coming from like a very prestige high school, I was like, oh, I'm the smartest thing. I will nail it.
Yeah.
And you fail miserably. And the problem was I was so confident that I will pass everything and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a backup plan.
And wow, you're just like, I don't need a plan B.
I don't need plan B.
This is it. This is the plan.
So I missed the deadline to apply for another major. And I failed. And the problem is if you fail and you don't have that Immatrikulationsbescheinigung, I'm not sure how it's in English.
The registration certificate of like your education.
Yeah. If you don't have it, you're kicked out from your student's dorm. So I was very scared that will happen.
Yeah.
At the end, everything was fine and I found something else to study, but it was so stressful. I remember like crying in the U-Bahn home, and I'm feeling so miserable. That's one of the first like very hard memories from Germany.
Yeah.
It was so scary. What I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I didn't want to go back. I wanted to prove myself here. And when you fail, you think, oh my God, the end is near.
Oh yeah. And like you said, there was no plan B.
There was no plan B.
You're just like, okay, I have to think of one now, I guess.
Yeah. And I went the next day to the office in university crying. And at the end, I found something to study and I graduated from it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad, but yeah.
And then what did you end up studying?
I have 2 bachelors.
Yeah.
My first bachelor was Italian Studies.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh, wild card.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Very weird. With minor informatics.
Uh-huh.
And
do you speak Italian?
Not anymore, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I studied in university, but forgotten, fortunately. And since I found informatics interesting, I also graduated from informatics.
Wow.
So, computer science in English.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, to me, very technical.
It is very technical.
So you proved yourself, girl.
I proved myself, yeah.
Yeah. That's insane. Wow. What a story. I also failed an exam.
Oh.
My first semester at the Technical University of Munich, and I had actually studied for it. I was just worst. Like, it was the absolute worst. I panicked because in the US, like normally we have, like, I feel like in your basic courses, like the first 2 years you have in your undergrad, your bachelor's degree, you have like 3 exams and 1 final. So like you have chances to like mess up and like redeem yourself. And then I came to Munich and like you just have 1 exam, 1 for the entire semester.
Yeah.
I panicked that day. I like probably like didn't answer half of the questions. And like when I got back to my dorm, immediate tears, like panic attack. Like I was just like, I know I just failed. And it was my first exam.
Oh, you also lived in a student's dorm?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Studentenwohnheim.
Oh.
It was an adventure.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story. I lived with 18 guys on my floor.
Did you have to share kitchen and toilet?
Oh, yeah. Both. But rent at the time, I think, was like €260.
Oh, that's good.
Crazy.
I was in one of the good ones, which were a bit more expensive, but so I didn't have to share a toilet. But the kitchen was so miserable. So disgusting.
You know, I've seen like memes online that say, like inspirational memes that say, the past you like wanted to be where you're at right now so bad.
That's so true. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Like, because, you know, like we're just like creatures of desire and of habit of that, like we want more. Like right now, like I'm probably like, okay, what's next? Like the moment you're like slightly comfortable or too comfortable, you're just like, okay, next. But like, if you look back to 19-year-old Bettina,
yeah,
like if she knew where you're at right now,
she will be most probably proud.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's something like special to reflect on. For sure. On a more positive note, I wanted to ask you, what are like the 3 main things about life, particularly in Germany, that you're grateful for?
Yeah, for me, it's basically only for Munich because for these 12 years, I only lived in Munich.
I love the disclaimer. And Munich is not representative of the whole country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will start with the most important thing for me. I feel really safe here. As a woman who really enjoyed her students' years, I never felt not safe.
Yeah.
Even if you go home at 3 a.m., it's just quiet. And I know it's not the most craziest thing, but it's so comforting to know that you're safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that will be the number 1. I love how international Munich is.
Yeah.
You meet people from all around the world and you exchange their culture, your culture, foods, memories. It's just so beautiful. And I'm really thankful for that, honestly. And also I like how Munich is so central. So, I mean, in Europe.
Ooh, that's a good one.
For 2 hours, you're in Spain, Bulgaria, I don't know, Italy, UK. It's just so central.
True. Wow.
Yeah.
Those are like well thought through, girl.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Especially like the whole central
It's just so cool.
aspect.
Yeah.
Travel is so lovely here.
Yeah.
But I would definitely agree, like, immediately when I think of that, I also think of safety.
Yeah. That was always
Like,
my answer, honestly.
Seriously, like, at the end of the day, like, feeling safe as a woman is just something so important.
Exactly. Totally.
Did you grow up, like, also walking on the streets at night, for example, alone?
Not much, actually.
Is it in the culture where you're from?
Not really. You actually always take taxi back home, so you never really walk in the dark.
Yeah.
Especially as a woman. And always I had a friend who will either bring me home or at least to the taxi. So yeah. And in Munich is different. In Munich I would literally walk alone and I'll be fine.
When you first got here, were you comfortable with that or was it weird?
I was actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're just like,
from
I'm
the beginning. I'm free, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I really easily adapted to Munich, to be honest. Yeah.
That like there was no like uncomfortable period.
No, not really. I know many people who come to Munich or whatever abroad, they feel a little bit uncomfortable or like they need this adjustment time. I didn't. To be honest, I also worked with Germans. So in my teenage years, I worked as a receptionist, as I said, and there was a lot of Germans and a lot of young Germans. So I was okay with international people from that point.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me, honestly.
I love that you already had that exposure. So then like it didn't feel so crazy.
Totally, yeah.
For me, like walking was like terrifying at first.
Yeah, because you guys use only cars. Yeah.
We don't walk. Like
that's so shocking to me,
especially
honestly.
like we don't walk at night. So the concept of me walking alone at night, I just like couldn't wrap my head around for like the first year or 2 years.
I honestly cannot imagine how it's impossible to walk in the States.
Yeah.
I just cannot, I cannot assimilate it.
Yeah. It's a different world. That's for sure. But I love the walking life.
Yeah,
I think
walking
it's good
life
to
is
move.
amazing. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people in the US like discount how like they don't think that walking is actual exercise. And I'm just like, but it is. Like
it's totally
getting your steps in, like
exactly.
Getting the body moving, like is so good.
Totally.
I do have to ask the question. After being here for 12 years, naming all the great things that you like are super appreciative of here in Munich, do you ever think about moving back?
I had that thought, of course.
And then being in a relationship,
so in this stage which I'm right now, I also have non-Bulgarian boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I don't think that will be my path. Also, I don't know. There are so many friends of mine who actually moved back, and that's completely okay. And I'm happy that people who saw the world outside of Bulgaria come back and bring their idea and their experiences to Bulgaria and try to make it a better place.
Yeah.
However, I think it will be a little bit of, I don't know, betrayal towards 19 years old Bettina, who was really pushing through, had to finance herself alone because there was no other way, and had to wake up at 4 a.m. to go to work.
Wow.
So she went through so much. And if I go back, I'm not going to say that it will be bad for me or something. I will feel a little bit like you pushed through. Why coming back to the easier way, you know? Yeah.
So you're here for the struggle.
I'm here for the struggle.
Yeah, like and all the challenges that it brings. That's beautiful. Wow. Yeah, I think that's always like the question, right? Of like when you live abroad and like having parents and family back, of like will I ever move back? But I think you're not alone in that. Like, of course, it can cross our minds. Like that's natural.
That's the other thing. I have my chosen family here, so I mean. It is nice to be with your actual family, but also that will mean that I have to move to my hometown, which is a smaller town than, for example, Sofia, which is the capital. And Sofia is the place where you can actually have a bit more job opportunities and so on. So I will be alone again. So what's the point?
Yeah, and making friends back in your home country too.
In your 30s.
What a challenge.
That's a challenge.
For sure. I always think about that too. Like if I were to move, like, oh my gosh, finding community is so hard. I'm also so grateful of like, our friend group here.
Exactly.
It's something that I do not take for granted.
It's so complicated to find people who thinks like you, like the same thing, have the same mindset as you.
Yeah.
So
who own kayaks. You guys own kayaks. That's my shout out to my boyfriend. I wanna buy a kayak soon.
It's time.
All of our friends have kayaks.
Yeah, and kayak is amazing.
Yeah. But I know what you mean. Like it's something, I don't take for granted. And I think it's so beautiful having, like you said, chosen family.
It's really important.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's something like, I think there have been moments in Munich where I didn't have that here in the city. Yeah. And now that I do, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's I cherish
life-changing, honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. Now let's move into the last segment. I want to talk all about pop culture and trends and everything. So I want to kick this off by saying that the Grammys were on Monday.
I know.
Have you seen any highlights? Do you have any like statements on it? Like what was it like?
First of all, Sabrina Carpenter's performance was so good.
I only saw some highlights on TikTok. I haven't seen the full thing.
You can see the full thing in TikTok. Really? I didn't watch the Grammys in the night.
Yeah.
But I saw like just highlights, and her performance is like fire.
She's such a showgirl, right?
She's so likable. Yeah. I really like her. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great description. Like likable.
Yeah,
like
she's
fun.
very likable.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Beyoncé winning the best album?
Ooh, so like on that note, on TikTok, I did see a video. Apparently, I think like my Texas queen, Casey Musgraves, was also nominated, and like people were showing videos of like her like having a...
Yeah, Billie Eilish also cried.
Really?
At least there was like videos.
Oh, like cried of joy?
I'm not sure if it was joy.
No, but like my Texas queen literally like gave a face. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is the beef? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, so like what's like what are people saying? Like, oh, like she didn't deserve it. To all people
which might hate me, I think she was Leonardo'd. So Beyonce got best album because it was time to get it. And same as Leonardo DiCaprio.
Years, they say, right?
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio won the Oscar for not his best work, in my opinion. I don't particularly like the album, to be honest.
The Beehive is gonna come for you.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was time for Beyonce. She deserves it. Totally.
I also I listened to a podcast this morning that from Trevor Noah. He's amazing. I love his stuff. And they were like recapping. And apparently, like I didn't know this, that like Kanye showed up
naked Bianca.
Naked?
Yeah, she was naked on the red carpet.
Oh, no.
They had... I've heard that they were kicked out afterwards.
Oh. Yeah, they said like that like he also was talking to like the guy who was like coordinating the whole thing and said that like, I mean, he didn't have a table. And he wasn't like...
He was not invited, actually.
No.
Hilarious.
He did not have a table. Apparently the Academy has him like banned.
Surprisingly.
Allegedly. And that like he wasn't even invited to the carpet, but he showed up. And then the guy like coordinating all was like, okay, like whatever. Like crazy. No, I haven't. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen videos. Have you seen videos?
I just saw like censored pictures. But yeah, she was completely naked.
What?
Yeah. She came with like a very big fur coat, and then she took it off and she was naked. Next to Kanye.
Wow, that's definitely a move.
Bold choice.
Crazy. On the topic of pop culture, I just wanted to start off this section also by saying, I was talking to Tim last night, and I told him, I was like, because he was saying, like, what are you guys going to talk about? And I was like, well, for sure, pop culture. And I was saying that I think you are the most pop cultured European I have ever met.
Aww,
and like I've been here almost 9 years. I mean, you're more pop cultured than I am, that's for sure. But it's not so common that I meet Europeans that are so clued up. Because in the US, I mean, me and my friends, we're clued up to an extent. I feel like because it's just like so close to our culture, and like a lot of the artists are from the US. But like, how did this come about? Like, was it always within you? Like, did like this fascination start like when you were young, or yeah, what was it like?
I think my mom contributed.
Really?
Yeah,
Shout out, mom.
Yeah, shout out, mom. She was obsessed with the Oscars.
Ooh.
Up to today, actually. We still every year watch them overnight.
Wow.
With my mom, yeah. Even when I was like 5, so it was late 90s, my mom was watching the Oscars on a Russian TV just because that was the way to watch them.
Wow.
Yeah, so her obsession with like cinema got to me, and to be honest, my biggest knowledge is actually cinema. But then I just stappled more and more with different stuff. I was just interested, so
yeah. What are your friends like back in Bulgaria? Like, is this just a Bettina thing?
That's a Bettina thing, yeah. That's a Bettina thing.
So it's not like all the girlies are like...
No, not really.
As clued up as you are.
No.
Oh, crazy. And then, like, what is Bulgarian media like? Like, films, music, series? Like, is it like a really popular industry? And were you consuming a lot of Bulgarian media as well growing up?
Yeah, totally. So recent years, let's say the last 15 years, there is a lot of new productions coming, cinema and like TV shows, which are very good.
Very cool.
I usually, when I go to Bulgaria, I always go to cinema there, at least for one Bulgarian movie.
Wow.
Actually, the last one I saw was in Munich. They had actually a showing here.
Cool.
Yeah. And it was a brilliant movie. Yeah.
Were there German subtitles?
English subtitles, actually.
Ooh,
yeah.
So I could watch it.
Yeah, you could watch it.
Very cool. Wait, what was it called?
It's called Gundi, A Legend of Love, I think. It's about... it's a biopic about a Bulgarian football player in the 60s, and how... So Bulgaria during this time was a socialist country. So how he was censored, and also how he became so famous and everybody loved him. And in the same time, the government didn't like that. It was a very good movie.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of the content for TV and for movies is actually this socialist era of Bulgaria.
Wow. And why is that, you think? Because it's just such a prominent...
It's just a prominent era,
time.
It put such a scar on everybody.
Yeah.
And it was such a odd time, I would say. That it needs to be shown. It needs to be shown to the generation which I come from, past this time, to see what it was.
Yeah. Wow.
If we don't know our history, then how would you know the future, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They also say that like the best art historically has come out of like the most like messed up times. Yeah, they're gonna be looking back at these years.
Yeah.
And hopefully like some great stuff will come out of it.
Totally.
We could only hope for these times. You said you're super into film.
Yeah.
What were your favorite films like as of recently? Well, have there been any good ones like in 2024 or that you've watched?
I really liked Wicked. Wicked was very cute.
I loved Wicked.
Yeah, and the music was amazing. I've never seen the musical, so it was a new experience for me. I liked The Apprentice.
I didn't see it.
It's really good.
What is it about?
Donald Trump.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was...
But the 80s.
Yeah.
Donald Trump in the 80s.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it. And
did you go see it with Chris?
no, I went alone.
Oh, the dedication.
I bring myself to cinema. I go to a date alone.
Ooh.
Yeah. By the way, in The Apprentice, the actress who plays Ivana Trump is Bulgarian, called Maria Bakalova. She's amazing.
Ooh.
And she comes from my hometown.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, shout out. That's really cool.
Yeah. She is also known from Borat 2, the daughter of Borat, yeah.
So she made it to the big screen.
She made it, and we're so proud of her.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, does everyone in your town be like, are they all like...
I don't know if everybody in my town, but I cried when she was nominated for an Oscar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Very cool. Any other films? You can't leave us just with the Donald Trump film.
Recently I watched American Fiction, also a great movie. It was nominated last year for an Oscar. honestly gonna go a lot to cinema now because I need to prepare for the Oscars.
Ooh.
So on Monday I'm gonna watch The Brutalist, which is nominated for Best Picture.
It's really scary?
No, it's about immigrant family which just rebuild their life in the States.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do I not know? Oh my gosh! Like I'm like, is it a scary one? I haven't heard of this one. I need to
It's
watch
nominated
it.
for the Best Picture. So
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's your plan on Monday? Will you just go alone?
No, I'm actually going with Chris this time.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's very cool. But so you have your list.
I do have my list. Oh yeah.
I love that.
I'm trying to be kept up with the nominees because I just care for it. But yeah, recent years is a bit more complicated. I used to watch all of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, the dedication.
The dedication.
And with your mom too?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. What's your mom's name?
Zorka.
Zorka.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zorka for passing on that energy to you. I would say like my mom, I've always been into listening to music since I was super young. And that's for sure because of my mom as well. Like I give her total credit to like why.
Do you have the same
taste,
music taste?
A bit, yeah. I mean, like I was like, in elementary school, and she'd be playing Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, nice.
while I was getting ready for school, where like I guess normally in like U.S. families, it's super common, I guess, to have the news on in the morning. But she would
same in Bulgaria actually.
It's very normal, but she would just be blasting music.
Yeah,
and it was like 6 a.m.
Cool.
And we're all there. So I love that our moms like passed that good part onto us.
Usually you take what you see from your parents, I would say. So if your parents love music or love movies, you also find yourself interested in it.
Are you one for series right now?
I am. I'm actually watching Ted Lasso and I'm loving it.
Really?
Yes.
What season are you on?
The third one.
I think Tim and I are also on the third. We just need to figure that out because it's on Apple, right?
Yeah, I got sick at the beginning of the year and I decided to treat myself with Apple TV. So yeah, now I have Apple TV too.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm on all of it.
Ted Lasso is so wholesome, right?
Yeah, it's so nice. It's hard. It's so nice that it make you cry. Like you're happy crying.
Yeah, it's a feel good show.
It's a feel good show, exactly.
And, like you can laugh, you can happy cry. It's like a little serious.
Yeah.
That's so good. Tim and I maybe a month or two ago recently finished watching Yellowstone.
Do you like it?
Have I told you about it?
No. I know of it, but I've never seen it.
Do I like it? No, I love it.
Really?
Oh, I'm obsessed. It's so good. It's so good.
That's a Kevin Costner one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. And it's just epic. I mean, the first episode's almost like a movie. It's like an hour and a half.
Wow.
But then they're just I don't know, an hour or 45 minutes. After that one, it's a ride. It's gonna make you want to go live your best cowgirl life in Montana, own some horses.
I first need to own a cowboy hat.
Yeah, true. That's step one.
That's
step one.
Exactly.
Then the boots are number two.
Number two.
I think you guys would love it. It's a more serious one, but I mean, if you're one for the
I do
arts,
love serious stuff, so yeah, sure.
I mean, it's serious and it's also I don't know, adventurous and funny and crazy. There's a character one of the daughters, and she's just a total nut. She's a little crazy and has such a good character. Yeah, I can only recommend it to you, you guys. Especially, I think Chris.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the first few series, here in Germany, or a few seasons are on Netflix, and then I think the last 2 seasons are on Paramount. So man, we had to jump. There's so many, honestly. Right? There are so many streaming platforms right now.
In one point, we would just go back to one cable TV, and I'm already hating it.
But now on the last note, what are your favorite artists at the moment, or of all time, whatever speaks to you?
Music wise?
Yeah.
I really like Ed Sheeran, and I'm so excited. I'm going to his concert this year.
Cute.
Yeah, Chris bought tickets for me. Aww. Yeah, which was a very nice present.
Here in Munich?
No, in Stuttgart.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really like.
I didn't know he's touring again.
He is, yeah.
I've seen him before.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, he told me actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the mathematical tour, all of the albums.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like an Eras tour, but
Kind of, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Ed.
I used to be an emo when I was a teenager.
Ooh.
So don't listen that much to this alternative rock, but I
Yeah.
have a lot of favorite bands from this
Yeah.
part of my life.
Dude, me too. Like My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance was one of them.
Do you
I
know
saw
The
them
Used?
live.
I saw them too here in Munich. Were you there?
Yes.
It was so epic.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh my gosh, I was living out my childhood dreams.
Yeah, totally. I've seen all of my favorite bands from this time. I've seen 3 Days Grace, which was my very favorite one.
Do you know The Used?
No,
They're
I don't
also,
think so.
They're like of that time. Or like The Academy is. There's another one.
I liked what were their name? 32nd Mars was one of.
Of course.
Jared Leto was my sexual awakening, honestly.
Oh?
Yeah, I was so in love with him. I had like so many posters of him.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Who else? A Fall Out Boy.
Of course.
I mean, Fall Out Boy's still here. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I saw the last concert of Panic at the Disco before they separated. Yeah, it was here in Munich.
That was here in Munich. Their last one.
Yeah, I mean, the last tour.
Wow. Oh, crazy. That's cool.
2 years ago.
Yeah, true. Like, I was also like, for sure, I had my emo years.
Oh, yeah.
My mom fully supported me. I literally had like, I dyed my hair black, like was wearing thick eyeliner.
I did the thick eyeliner, but I up to today, I've never covered my hair.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's my natural color.
Oh, I love that. Why not?
I don't know. I'm a bit scared of changes.
Yeah.
And what if I don't like it? I mean, I know it's reversible, but still, I don't know. I'm still okay with how it looks.
Yeah. No, I think like it's probably like a smarter route as well. I once accidentally got my whole head bleached.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm still recovering.
Yeah, that is bad.
Yeah. I want to finish off with some hot or not questions, little speed round. So you let me know if it's hot or not to you. First off, German rap music.
Not. Sorry, not.
No, it's just like not your thing.
Not my thing. I used to translate Zidu's song in high school just to train my German. But that was the last of German rap music I've listened to.
Okay. And then German TV series.
I was again saying not.
Yeah.
Not really. I enjoyed the Discounter. Discounter was very funny.
True, because I remember like Chris said that you guys watched it.
I really enjoyed it, yeah.
I saw a single episode with him and I was like, dude, I can't.
I work in a supermarket, so it's very relatable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some context, it's a like almost kind of like The Office vibes energy.
It's like Superstore, the TV show Superstore.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, it's really fun. Yeah.
Okay.
It's again the same producer, it's Max Schur.
Oh, wow. So they're all in a supermarket here, and it's just like very, I mean, it's German humor.
Yeah.
But overall, German TV series is
not
like
really. No,
not it. What about Bulgarian food in Germany?
Oh, you cannot find a good restaurant here. I mean, there was just one, and it was. But I can cook for you, so hot.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so we flipped it a little bit, and you're like, girl, I can cook food here in Germany, and that's Bulgarian food. And then dating an American.
Hot.
If I do say so myself. My boyfriend's also dating American. Okay. How's it been?
Great.
It's been great.
Absolutely great. No complaints whatsoever.
Oh my gosh. Now Chris is going to watch this and be like, okay, no complaints.
She's lying.
Smile to the camera. It's been perfect.
No, really.
Yeah, but just different, right?
It's, of course, we come from a very different background.
Yeah.
And most probably he won't really learn the side of me, which is Bulgarian side, because language and anything barrier. But I think it's going really well. And yeah.
Yeah. And then you meet halfway, like.
Exactly. We meet halfway all the time.
That's a beautiful thing. Multi-culti. Relationships. And then last one, hot or not, Bulgarian girls in Germany.
Hot.
Woo! You have your friends here, right?
I do. I came with my best friends.
Yeah.
And on the way, I made some very good friendships.
Aww.
Yeah.
I love that for y'all. And I would also agree. Bulgarian girls in Germany, hot. You can find yourself a good one if you dare, if they dare to speak to you.
Exactly.
And Bettina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For
that was so fun.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
I'm so happy to hear. And thank you all for listening in. Stay tuned for another episode next week. Thanks a lot. The Pod Abroad's video, audio, and music is produced and edited by Tim Teherne. Make sure to give us a follow and leave a comment if you like this episode.